So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable, seated posture. Feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart. And just settle in whatever conversations you've had today, whatever's gone on today. Just know that this too will pass, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. Shoulders align with the hips, and imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just lengthen. Take a nice deep breath. And just settle. Allow your heart to settle. And just relax, release, let go, soften from the crown of the head, down the face, down the body, down the limbs. If there's any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And then notice the thoughts that are arising. And just notice, perhaps for some of you that were in the meditation this morning, are they the same thoughts? Probably not. So things have changed even within a 12, 15-hour period. So with that confidence of knowing that things will change, you can take a step back and just look at your mind, your current state of mind, with an element of curiosity and objectivity, knowing that it's going to change. Like, this is curious. I wonder what happened here. I wonder what brought this on. I wonder what this discomfort's about. And just sit with it. Just watch. And bring to mind all the people of your life. You can start with your dear loved ones. Then those you don't like so much, and then the strangers, remembering they can all change place at any time. And then remember they're all equal, and they wish to be happy, and they wish to be free from suffering. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for the benefit of all these people of our life, and by extension, all of sentient beings. And then we can maybe bring to mind our dear Hin. Like I said, I keep saying, if she could be here, she would. So just send her lots of love and warm thoughts, for her to be free from pain or any kind of suffering, and for her to feel surrounded by love and kindness, compassion. Remembering there is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is a psychological one. So we are working with our mind here. And what we're doing here is very real. It's not a fantasy. These are ancient techniques that have been used for hundreds, if not over 1,000 years. So whether we feel the benefits immediately or not, large benefits, we can perhaps notice if there has been a shift or not, small benefits. Just hone in on those and have confidence with your own small successes. What's going on with anybody else is completely irrelevant. But you may notice slight shifts, slight changes, and take confidence from that. We start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we will experience, and we know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. So we're not looking for a higher power to sort of tell us what to do or how to think. We're just using the methods that have been advised for this particular practice. And as you know, it's all, well, as you've experienced, it's all based on Buddhist psychology. So here we have our beautiful tanka that actually it lives upstairs above my head. It really does live above my head. So rather than a big piece of canvas on brocade, it's imagine this Buddha Vajrasattva facing the same way as you, above the crown of your head, made of this beautiful, brilliant white light. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And you can imagine he's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we've harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result in suffering for them sometime down the track. You can make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for all of these beings. So then we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the practice This is the medicine doing the practice of purification, and we're using visualization and mantra. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva, imagine, very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe and vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So they mean delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of your speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And as I say, night after night, this also includes what you write, thinking about the impact of your words on other people's minds, including your own. And next is the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you flick on the switch and the light instantly dispels the darkness. So the moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, just imagine all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and neediness and anger and depression and bitterness and grudges and resentment, jealousy, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So here we're working at quite a subtle level. Imagine Vajrasattva sends light and nectar. It fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So now feel completely purified. Imagine not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now the power of resolve, and this is the final step in the purification process. So just imagine you want to make a decision to refrain from harming with your body, your speech, and your mind. Doesn't have to be completely all together all at once, but, start thinking about this idea of refraining from harming, because we can't do anything until we make a decision. And then rejoice in your own efforts. Journal them if you need to. Check your progress. And then think of something simple to work with. Tiny timeline. Nothing too grand. Just keep it simple. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And just a wee bit on emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma, no action of creating negative karma, and no negative karma created. So as much as you can, as much as you understand, place your mind in emptiness for a moment. Think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. We have many examples of this. Dogs, the way they see the world. They They see the world differently from us. They perceive the world differently from us. The eye of the beholder. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's unmistaken reincarnation, and then for your own teachers. They're also precious for us. So make a strong wish for them to live long. Okay, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you so much for hosting, Michael. And I will see you all tomorrow evening, or some of you, most of you. Okay. Thank you. Good night. Thank you so